Hi, this is John McMullen. I'm bringing you a video on how to create a promo video basically for business or startup, something along those lines, using Flash and a little bit of audio pre-recorded. This is the basic video right here. I don't think you can hear the sound from my computer. But we have an audio file in here that I just recorded simply with my voice. Basically, I put together, I was like, oh, what can I do as an example here? And I figured a Donut of the Month club would be awesome. So I put together a little bit of a script, stuck my voice in here, which I would later get done by an actual person that does voiceovers, and started designing. It says, uh, yeah, I'll just kind of go and scroll through this here. It basically says in a world, hold on, I can hear it in my earphones, but y'all can't hear it, I don't think so. It's saying, in a world where you have all this technology and everything like that, one thing's been left behind, and that's donuts. So what I want to do here is I want to start out by showing the world, showing, this great world that we live in and everything. And then as soon as it says donuts, which is right around here, bam, it's going to turn into a donut. Everything's bland and everything, but then shoot, it's a donut. I'm going to remove my audio layer because I can't hear myself while I talk. I have all the files inside of a folder. I'll put a link in this YouTube video so you can download them if you want to play with this. Basically, the Donut of the Month audio is a WAV file. And to bring that into your project, you would simply go to File, Import, and Import to Library. Then navigate to wherever that WAV file is and bring it in. Once you have that audio file in here, in order to input it into your actual scene, you want to create a new layer. I like to just stick it on a layer so that there's nothing else on it. I'll go ahead and lock that layer. And you'll see that Donut of the Month.wave is inside of my library. If I hop over to Properties and click on that layer, you'll notice a section that says Sound. All I have to do is change this drop down from None to that Donut of the Month.wave. And if I do that and scrub through it, you're not going to be able to hear anything. However, if you want to hear it while you scrub through your scene, I'm going to click on that layer again. We're going to go to Sync, change that from Event to Stream. And that's going to allow me to listen to it while I design everything so that I can make sure that things are lining up correctly. And as soon as I say donuts, it changes to a donut and all those good things. That's actually the D right there. You see that waveform length. So this will allow you to hear it while you're actually designing everything. I'm going to change mine back to events so that I can hear myself while I'm putting this together. All right, so then we have our world. For the world, I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. I've got a background layer, and quite honestly, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I have a ton of tutorials on how to animate and design. And this is just a different way of doing it. It's the exact same. You're going through and animating something, but you're animating it to this specific thing. So I'm going to do a little bit of it, kind of show you how I got started with it, some of the thought processes, and then I'm going to let you take over from there. So we have my background here, and this is going to be the initial background for the world. If I had my audio inside of here, I'd be able to sync it up easily to know exactly where everything's going to change to. But because I'm not going to put my audio in this other file, I'm just showing you how I made some of the elements. The background goes to layer 117. So I'm going to pull it over to layer 117, and we will insert insert a keyframe here. And that's going to give us a black background until we get to that layer 117. Now once that frame hits, we want it to change to, actually it's going to be 118 that it'll hit, but we want it to change this bright, fun background because donuts are awesome. So I'm going to, let me scoot this over one. If you just click it and drag it, it'll scoot over. I'm going to grab my lasso tool, which is L on your keyboard. And typically the lasso tool is going to give you this kind of freeform deal going on. If you want to use the lasso tool and draw straight lines, you can actually come down here. Where is it out on my keyboard? Looks like it may have moved in this version. There we go. No, so it's underneath here. So the Polygon tool is right underneath the lasso tool if you just click. If you're using an older version, your toggle mode for Polygon is going to be down around here. But basically what I can do is I can stretch out from the middle and click, 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 actually double click and it'll select that. If you hold down shift, you can click, click, click and grab some more. Oh, actually it's not letting me do it in this version now. But just go in and change it to some crazy, wild, fun color. Um, and let's make some more of these. This is gonna make it fun and exciting, and it's a donut. Yay! All right, and I'm just gonna make some other colors here. Make this one yellowish. There we go. So there's my background for when it pops to donut, and you know it's exciting and everything, and it's a donut. Now I want to make my globe. So for the globe, I'm going to add a new layer. Let's call it globe. And let me lock my background layer so I don't mess anything up here. So to make a really quick, you know, down and dirty globe, let me get my circle, which is O on the keyboard for my oval tool actually. Start out with the blue here, give it a blue background. And I'm going to click this, and I'm going to hold down Option and Shift to bring it out from the middle and center it. All right, so now that I have this basic part of my globe, I need some continents, and you know I put in some ice caps and things like that. To do this, you can grab your regular lasso tool, which again is L on your keyboard. I'm going to toggle through until I get my lasso tool that I can kind of freehand things. And I'm going to come through here and draw out a very, very rough world. It doesn't have to be accurate or anything like that. Let's make that green. That's not green. What color is that? That's bluish. There we go. Make that green. Let's throw in our friends across the pond here. And we got Africa, and yada yada. Again, this is like, you know, this is a drawing. This is a cartoon type deal, so it does not have to be accurate. I'm not going to throw in Greenland and Iceland and all that stuff. All right. So there we go. I have a globe, very simply. And if you can't, I probably should have said this earlier, but if you can't do anything with your lasso tool on this, it's because you made a oval with the oval primitive tool and not the regular oval tool. If you'll recall the oval primitive, when you draw that out, I'm going to hit O on my keyboard twice. It's going to give you this bounding box, and it's not editable with the lasso tool. Now, if you accidentally drew that, you can hit Control B on your keyboard, and it will break it apart. That'll give you the oval tool. But we go through here. So we have our globe. It's set up. What we want to do with it is make it get larger and kind of spin a little bit. All right, so let's take this entire globe here, and I'm going to convert it to a movie clip. Convert to symbol, or F8 on your keyboard. Let's call it Earth. And we'll hit OK. So now it's converted to a movie clip. We can actually go in and animate it. When it's converted to that movie clip, I'm going to right click on it and say create motion tween. And that's going to change on our timeline. You'll see this blue background on that globe. So I'm going to come down here and let's grab this, bring my globe down. I have the free transform tool pulled up on my keyboard, which is Q on your keyboard. And I'm just going to shrink it way, way down here. All right. And I'm going to go to the end of where I have this animation going on. And I'm going to pull it back up. Let's give it a little spinner. And so now we have this very slow moving, nice spinning globe. All right. Now when it pops here, this is where we want to create our donut. So to create the donut, let's go ahead and we're going to go inside of this movie clip and grab the same circle so that we have the exact same size because we want it to pop in the same size. So to get inside of the movie clip, I'm going to double click on my Earth. It should be selected. If not, go ahead and use your cursor to select everything. I've got my selector tool here, which is V on your keyboard. hit Control C to copy it, and then double click outside of it. You'll notice it goes back to scene 1 here, and you're outside of the movie clip. I'm going to lock my globe layer and create a new layer. We'll call this one Donut. And hit Control V on your keyboard. That's going to paste it in place, and paste it a little bit larger here, which is odd because it should have copied the same thing. So I'm going to scale mine down, and we'll put it over it. There we go, perfecto. All right, so we have this Earth is going into place, and then bam, we're going to create a donut out of this Earth. Make sure your other layers are locked so you don't edit the other ones. I'm going to select that and turn it into a donutish color, kind of a brownish. We'll call that donut. It's kind of green, but I don't know, maybe it's an old donut. Once we do that, we're going to go through and we need to cut out a circle in the center here. To cut out a circle in the center, I'm going to grab my oval tool. Again, oval, make sure it says oval tool, not oval primitive. If it says oval primitive tool, hit O again and it'll bring up your oval tool. Change this to a completely different color and make you a little circle here. So I have two circles right next to each other. They're both made with the oval primitive tool. I'm going to set this one in the middle of my larger one, click off of it, and then click back on it and hit delete on your keyboard. That's going to cut out a nice circle in the center of your donut. Once I do that, we'll grab our lasso tool, and same thing as before, let's kind of draw out a frosting area of my donut. There we go. So we have the frosting area drawn out, and I want to put pink frosting on it just because it's bold color and you can see it very easily. If you want to make your lines a little bit smoother, you can grab your selection tool, which again is V on your keyboard, and you kind of drag some of these lines out, and it should let you manipulate it. Okay. So this gives us our donut in the center. Once we have our donut like this, we can come through here, and I'm going to make sure that everything pops into place. Let's remove everything where the globe is before the donut. So I'm going to create a keyframe at frame 117 here. You right click and insert keyframe. Let's scoot that over and insert it right there. All right. So we have a keyframe right here where our donut's at, and before it, I can just click anywhere on this layer and hit delete, and it'll remove our donut. I also have overlapping frames here so that I could make sure that everything lined up. What we can do is click on frame 118 of our globe layer, right click, and click remove frames. So what this should do is it'll give us this globe slowly coming in here, nice little turn, bam, it's a donut. So we're going to have our globe turn into a donut. It's going to be exciting. And then we'll continue here. And for this, I'm just going to kind of go through my frames and show you what I did. So we have our globe spinning in, turns into a donut. I put sprinkles on mine too. And then from there, I started pulling in inside of the library, and these are in the elements. Started pulling in these shops. The shops we converted into movie clips so we can animate them. But what I simply did was I put down some gray bars here to signify streets, and our shops would drop into place like they were on every corner, because I talk about there's a donut shop on every corner and how bland they are. They're serving the same old donuts, so I have my donuts just falling in from the top, leaning onto my shop, jelly filled, yada yada. And once we get to the end here, we talk about how they're filled with the same old jelly crap. And oh, I have my jelly layer hidden. I'm like, God, where's my jelly? So for the same old jelly stuff, I just made some jelly coming out of the donut and splatting onto the screen. All very simple. I didn't take too much time putting it in there. And I'm bringing in the donut, saying we're getting rid of those, and join the Donut of the Month Club. All right. So it's all very simple, just animating, flying things in from different areas. These are all things that we've learned. Splatting things, making them grow on the screen, and a very simple way to put together a quick animation on some sort of startup or business. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the YouTube video. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. And thank you for watching.